Aloha and welcome to Upside Down Pilates. My name is Lisa Orig, and today we are going to explore our psoas abdominal connection. We're going to need a mat and a chair, and probably that should do it unless you need some blankets or towels for cushioning. So go ahead and grab those and let's get going. All right, I'm going to briefly share with you what the psoas is. Not everyone knows what that muscle is. Some people consider it to be the deepest abdominal muscle. So we're going to just explore it a little bit. It's very large, just so you know. It's very large, it's very powerful, and you need it. And if it's imbalanced, you may have problems in your hip, your knee, your ankle, or your foot. So it's a very important muscle for our lower body micro moves. All right, so this muscle actually starts, there's 3 parts of it, but it starts at your inner thighs and it connects into your leg bone, and it comes, the part called the iliacus goes on a diagonal through your body and connects onto your hip bones. And there's 2 of them, one on the right side and one on the left side. So it's very large and goes through your body to the back, or to the back of the pelvis right now. And it's behind your organs. The psoas major connects, we'll put the major and minor together. The psoas major and minor connect at the same spot on the inner thigh area. It's called the lesser trochanter, and it goes all the way through the body, and it connects up into your lumbar spine and at your lower thoracic spine, kind of where your ribs are a little bit. And it connects onto your spine bones in the back. There's a part called the psoas minor that's kind of goes on that same diagonal. About 40% of the population doesn't have that one though, so you may or may not have that one. It's a large muscle, and what does it do? It flexes your hip. What is that? It brings your knee to your pelvis and your back to your pelvis and your knee. So if you do both ends at the same time, you stick your butt out and close your hip joint. It does a few more things than that, but that's about as complicated as we're going to get today. All right? They work independently of each other. Those are right side and a left side. So the right side can be working nice and strong over on this side, and the left side might be sleeping, or the left side could be working nice and strong over on this side, and this side might be sleeping. Now, our abdominals, I've been through this before, but I will share with you again. Our deepest abdominal is our transversus abdominis. It wraps around from our spine in the back to our spine in the front. And these muscles go over our organs. So our psoas is under our organs. These abdominals go over our organs. And it's huge, and it's like a corset. All right, so that's our deep abdominal muscle, and it helps to contract and hold the spine stable. Then we have our internal obliques, and they again go over the organs, over the transversus abdominis, connects from back here and goes all the way up into here. So again, big muscles. All right, then we have our external obliques that go on top of that. They connect kind of in the back along the side, and then they go down here and make like an A shape. Both the internal obliques and the external obliques connect on our pelvis as well as on our ribs. So on the side, you've got them connected on the pelvis and the ribs. And then we have our rectus abdominis. This is our 6-pack abs. It goes all the way up here, all the way down to here. The transversus abdominis, like I said, stabilizes the spine. The internal obliques bend the spine this way, the external obliques bend the spine this way. They also work together to twist the spine, and they also work together to side bend the spine. And then our rectus abdominis goes on top of all of that and works together to flex our spine. So we need all of our abdominals from back to front to be strong so that we can navigate our psoas muscle that goes from the back to the front to flex our legs and bring our hips forward without hurting our back. If they're imbalanced, it will mess up what's going on in our hips and our knees and our ankles and all the way down to our feet. And we may be having a problem in one of those joints because of the imbalance up in our psoas or possibly in our abdominals. Let's do an exercise that will teach us how to activate our psoas against or in coordination with our abdominal muscles. It'll give us a nice organ massage, and we can check and see if our psoas is working equally to the right, to the left. So what you're going to do is just sit nice and tall. Make sure that your knees aren't all rounded up here. You want them about 90 degrees so you can reach your legs out in front of you a little bit. And you want to make sure that you're not rounding back off your butt bones. You want to be right on top of your butt bones. Those are the sits bones. And you have a little arch in your lower back. The first thing you're going to do is just notice. Place your hands on your belly, and I want you to push your belly out as absolutely big as you can make it. Really push, like you're going to go number 2, all right? Notice your hands and see if the right hand and the left hand have popped out easily. They may not. There may be only one side that's working more than the other side. And now what you're going to do is keep your hands where they are, but pull your tummy away from your hands and see if you can do that without rounding your spine backwards. We're just going to stay right up on those butt bones. Don't worry about your breathing right now. Push your belly out as big as you can. You can look down and see, is one side or the other side pushing out more than the other? Keep your hands right where they are. And then pull your belly muscles away from your hands and try not to round your spine or shift your spine backwards. Let's do 8 more. Push your belly out as big as you can make it, and allow your belly to go in as skinny as you can make it. Push your belly out as big as you can make it. Pull your belly in as skinny as you can make it. Push your belly out big. Pull it in skinny. Push your belly out big. Pull it in skinny. 4 more. Push it out and pull it in. 3 more. Push it out and pull it in. 2 more. Push it out and pull it in. 1 more. Push it out and pull it in. See how that was for you. Did you feel a little tired just from doing that? Did you have a hard time controlling it? Was one side going more than the other side? So as you push your belly out big, you activate your psoas, and that thrusts your organs forward. So then your contents of your abs go forward. And then as you pull your belly in, you pull your abdominals backwards, and that's going to thrust your internal organs backwards. So then you're massaging your organs forwards and backwards. And what's happened over the past few years, since people have been so sedentary, a lot of their organs are no longer toned, and they're starting to have gastrointestinal issues. And this is one of the ways that you can start waking up your organs. It's going to do all your organs and get things moving if they're not moving down there and they're a little stuck. All right, so pushing your belly out is your psoas. pulling your belly in, or all your abdominals working together. Now let's add a breath and a position, which is going to give us a little bit more challenge to make that happen. What you're going to do is separate your feet about hips distance or a little wider. You're going to sit as tall as you can, and you're going to try and reach your tailbone backwards a little bit without tucking your pelvis under. So right here, you'll have a curve in your lower back, and then your hips are coming closer to your spine, and your spine is coming closer to your hips. Go ahead and place your hands, just let it rest on your knees, and you can look and bring your head in one long line. This time I want you to take a big inhale through the nose and push your belly out. See if you can touch your thighs. And then as you exhale, do it like you're gonna do like a ha, and let your belly come up and away from your legs without rounding your spine or moving your upper back or anything. Let's try again. Big inhale through your nose. Biggest belly you can make. Allow your belly to pull away from your thighs the best you can. Again, you can place your hands here. Big inhale. See if both sides come out equal. Pull it away. That was 3. Let's do 7 more. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more. 10. Good. Come up to seated. See if your center is getting a little warm. You might even feel a little bit of digestion starting to happen in there. Okay. Now we're going to do one more, and we're going to give it a go standing. You can do it again seated if seated is best for you, but if we can get to stand and go on a little bit of a diagonal, we're going to get some of our back abs a little more, and then also the weight of our organs will go forward a little more and create a little resistance against gravity for us. So come on up to stand. And I'm going to take my little jacket off here and turn sides so that you can see my belly get nice and big. So you're going to turn sideways, and you're going to bend your knees just a little bit. And then as you go forward, you're going to stick your butt out backwards. So we don't want to round the spine right now. We want to keep our butt sticking out. And then you can place your hands on your thighs if you can to help support you a little bit. Here we go. Big inhale. Push the belly out. Make it go as absolutely big as you can. And then do the ha type of breath. See if you can pull your belly in, but not round your back, because we want to keep the work in our psoas as well. And then we're going to get a lot of work in our abdominals and our lower back muscles. Here we go. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Big exhale. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Excellent. And now come up to stand and see how we feel. I definitely feel like my abdominals have woken up, and there's some movement around in my organs, which is fantastic. All right, let's take a little break and we'll explore this a little bit more. Now let's do a sequence of movements that will help to coordinate our psoas and our abdominals. If you're familiar with Pilates, we do a sequence called the short box series, and you can do it on a variety of different pieces of equipment. We're going to do a version of it here seated on our chair or whatever you're sitting on. So we're going to have our feet hips distance apart. Make sure your legs aren't behind your knees. You want your heels either under your knees or out in front of you just a little bit. And we can have your feet hips distance apart. If you feel you need to squeeze your legs together, you can, but this will give you a little bit more motion in your hips, a little bit easier to hinge at your hips. And you're gonna keep, for this particular time, your abdominals all the way up and in, and use it like a lever, and then to hold your spine still. And we're gonna envision our psoas muscle working to bring our spine forwards and backwards, or stabilize at our hip joint. All right, so let's start seated nice and tall. We're gonna take a big inhale, and then you're gonna exhale and hinge forward on that diagonal again. Make sure you stick your butt out backwards and we don't round our spine. All right, keep our abs up and in while we do this, and keep your feet pressing down to the ground. Inhale, stay, and now exhale. Come right back up to seated. Again, we're trying to keep our abdominals up and in as we move around a little bit here. Big inhale, tall. Exhale, reach your tailbone backwards as your body comes forward a little bit. Inhale, stay, and exhale. Come up nice and tall. Let's just do one more. Inhale, and exhale. Reach your tailbone backwards as your body comes forward a little bit. Big inhale, and exhale. Come all the way up. Now we're going to go forward on the diagonal and round and arch our spine a little bit 3 times. So inhale, tall. Exhale. Hinge forward at your hips, bringing your lower back to your thighs and your thighs to your lower back. We're going to inhale, stay. And now exhale. Round your spine. And then inhale, just arch your spine a little bit. Again, exhale. Round your spine and arch your spine, reaching your head up and your tailbone back. One more. Round the spine and arch the spine. And now come back to that flat back. Take a big inhale and exhale. Come right back up on your butt bones. Now we're going to do a couple side bends, all right? You're going to inhale tall, and you're going to exhale, draw one ear towards one shoulder, and then let your body drip over like a little candy cane shape. Keep the opposite hip down and keep your belly button up and in the best you can. Inhale into the rib on the side, and exhale. Draw yourself up nice and tall and get as tall as you can. Big inhale. Exhale. Left or the opposite ear is going to drop down to the opposite shoulder. Big inhale into the rib on this side, keeping the opposite hip down. And come up and see if you can get even taller. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Inhale, tall. Exhale, drip the ear over towards the shoulder and side bend a bit, keeping the opposite hip down. Big inhale. Exhale. Reach yourself up to the sky and try and reach the crown of your head to the sky more. Big inhale. Big exhale. Drip over to the other side. Big inhale and big exhale. Come back up. One more round here. Inhale, tall. Exhale, drip over to one side. Inhale. come back up. Inhale, tall. Exhale. Drip over to the other side. Big inhale. And exhale. Come back up. All right. Notice if your abs have dropped out onto your thighs, or what if your whole body went backwards in space and your belly is sticking out? Try and bring your body that may have gone backwards right back up on your sits bones and lift those abs from underneath the best you can. Now keep lifted. I know you might be tired, but let's try and do a little rotation and wake up our obliques. Here we go. Inhale, tall. Now exhale, twist to one side. You're going to bring the opposite hand to the opposite knee and just twist and look towards the wall if you can. Big inhale. And now exhale. Come back to the center. Inhale, tall. Exhale. Twist to the other side. Hand to knee, and arm is going to reach open a little bit. Keep both hip bones as even as you can on the ground. Keep both knees as even as you can in front of you. Let's inhale, stay, and exhale. Come back to the center. Let's go again. Inhale, and exhale, rotate. Opposite hand to the opposite knee. Inhale as tall as you can. Keep your sternum open. And exhale, come back. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Opposite hand to the opposite knee. Inhale, tall. And exhale, come back to the center. One more round. Here we go. Inhale, tall. And exhale, twist. Hips are anchored. Inhale, stay, grow taller. And exhale, center. Inhale, tall. And exhale, rotate. Inhale, stay. And exhale, come back, center. All right, let's take a little break. This next one is going to challenge your abs against the control of the psoas right at your hip joint, and it's a doozy.